Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. Supportive Oracle Cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle Cards by Tori Hartman. Illustrated by Gretchen. There's Gretchen's last name. So if you'd like to find any of those creators, there's the information to do that. Alright. Gemini. Ooh. Like there's a big jump there, but you got a really good start, and I'm starting to wonder what's happening at the end here already. Like I'm already pulled towards the end. Very interesting. I think this is going to be really good for you, actually. Very interesting. Coming into the situation, you're very happy. You got joy coming into it. Very happy going into it. Okay, good. Things are good. What are we talking about, though? Like, why exactly are you so happy? Is it the possibilities? Is it what you're actually experiencing? Is it what you're going towards? It's just, you're being acknowledged. That's where the joy is coming in. You got soulmate card in the environment, so it's kind of matching up like this, which is making me kind of feel, and I'm not one to just read this like, there's a soulmate there. It could be a kindred spirit, but I'm more feeling like this energy is saying you're being seen, you're being heard, people are listening to you, people are understanding your viewpoint, valuing your viewpoint. There's definitely good energy here. You're very happy that people are listening to you and taking you seriously, and you're like, but I got these ideas too, and I got those ideas over here, and I was seeing it over here like this way. So you're seeing multiple angles about how things could work. And what I'm getting here is things are coming in very well. You're getting a lot of growth out of the situation. So the thing is, it starts off with this really good moment. You're being heard, people like what you're saying, people like what you're thinking. Growth happens. The thing is with growth, sometimes things grow the way they want to rather than the way you expect them to. It's almost like you got this plant popping up and you're like, I think it's going to be a beautiful flower, and then you're like, wait, why are these leaves looking like this? Why does it look like that? And then you're realizing it's not going to flower. It's something else. It's like maybe it's a tree or something, and it's still good. But it's like that's not where I thought this was going to go. And you're like, I knew that was a possibility. But that's not what I expected from this situation. Like I gave them what I wanted. I told them my thoughts, and I showed them what I would do, and I said, choose this one. That's what that's going to be. That beautiful flower. But they obviously chose something different because you're seeing something else come up through the soil here. You're seeing something else come to fruition. And you got the Five of Pentacles like, all right, this was one of the options I talked about, but I didn't think that was going to be the option they chose. And it's kind of like a really good moment goes into this almost kind of like that's not what I wanted, but I did mention that type feel. I feel like that's where you're at with this. Kind of like, yeah, I talked about that, but I wasn't really stressing that. So it's not really a shock, but it's not exactly what you exactly wanted to, and you thought people understood what you actually wanted to come out of the situation. So when it comes forward, you're kind of like, oh, things changed. And then I feel like somebody's like walking away from this opportunity now. Now they're like, well, that's okay. This was good for what it was, and now I think I'm going to let it be. This energy that was listening to you or working with you seems to have left the building, just kind of leaving you in the lurch. Just kind of like, yeah, that was great. Okay, thanks, and I got to go. And it's kind of like, I thought we were going to build something really good here, and you're kind of like, you're having this weird moment like, we had that great moment. They were listening to me. They were agreeing with me. We were putting things together. We were choosing things, purchasing things even, possibly. And then it worked out completely different. Well, not completely, but enough that I'm not really happy with that. And now they just seem to be walking away. I don't understand why things change so quickly. And you got trickery on your side, questioning, like, were they just blowing smoke up my butt? Like, what was the deal? It's a really weird. I don't know that. I don't understand that saying some days. I don't even know why I use it. But like were they just kind of like making me feel good, just playing into what I was saying, and that's all it was? Like, why did it turn out this way? Why did it turn out with a different outcome than I expected, and why are they just walking away? I don't understand why. So you're questioning the trickery in the sense of like, you've got a lot of theories you can come up with about why it's where it is, but you don't have the this is what happened and why. You don't have it locked down like, oh, that's what happened, oh, that's why that happened. You have ideas, you got theories all day all night, but you're kind of like, I don't understand like really why that went so far off of whack. I didn't expect that way. It's become stressful for you and whoever this person is, this energy is. It's hard for you to kind of like feel comfortable with them because you're kind of like, I don't know what to do with you. Like, I thought we were on the same page, and then all that stuff happened. You know, a different outcome, and then you walked away from me, so I don't know what to do with you now. Let's keep going forward. Because of this situation, you might be a little bit more reserved about what you share. I feel like your energy is kind of pulling back a little bit. You're a little bit bothered by this. You don't want to be, but you're kind of like, I don't want to put myself out there and put all my ideas out there, and then it just kind of like goes into the wind. Part of you is kind of a little concerned too, like you're putting a lot of good ideas out there and maybe people are taking them elsewhere and you're not really getting the credit or being connected with things that you're creating. Kind of like there's this, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do that. You're putting all this information out there and then they're taking it and doing it on their own without you. And you're not even getting credit or being included. And you're like, well, I don't want to do that either. So let me just hold on and think about what I'm going to actually contribute here, because, you know, I'm not here to just benefit other people. I want to be a part of this too. I'm not saying it should be all about me, but I want to be included. There's this is interesting. The Knight of, not the Knight, the King of Wands and the King of Swords are crossed here, which is ironic because these are actually conducive energies. These energies work well together. They can be really good friends, but when they're crossed, like, I think the King of Swords is on top. Not that it matters. I don't know if it really even matters. But, like, action and communication aren't really agreeing at the moment. There's, like, a block here. A block that actually I feel you could solve, which is ironic. Because I feel the environment has justice in the environment. It's almost like they're calling on the situation to have justice. I feel like the justice that's coming in is you don't want to really get in there too deeply because it's kind of like I feel like I get left out of my own plans and I don't understand why I would do that. I'm not going to like beat myself dead in the face here to end up with nothing. If you're going to include me and honor my contribution, okay, but if you're not, I'm not going to do that. And I'm getting justice in the environment. It's kind of like people aren't getting along. People are having a hard time figuring out what to do next. Ironically, that's why you're a part of this situation, to help, work this out. But the thing is, you're not happy. You're like, no, if I'm not going to get included in the outcome, no, I'm not going to do that for you. So you're letting them do what they got to do. You're letting them kind of grind and bump against each other. I don't know if that sounded right. They're butting heads. You're letting them butt heads and just whatever needs to happen with that. At first, I don't see you really wanting to deal with this. I do see you like starting to push in some ideas here because it just seems like you have to. At some point, it's just kind of like you just want the situation to move on, and you're sick of watching the circus. Whatever it is, it's just kind of like it's the same thing keeps going around. Same things keeps going around. It's like watching the same rerun 4 or 5 times, and you're like, the first time was fine. The second time I wasn't really interested. The third time I was getting bored. The fourth time is aggravating. So you're like, all right, I'm not interested in the 5th time around this same stupid episode, because that's this argument. Whatever's going on with these people, whatever they're arguing about, it's literally like watching a rerun, a half-hour rerun over and over and over and over again, and you're just like, oh, I'm so over this rerun. So I do feel like you get involved a little bit. You got the Princess of Swords, which is a very effective card in my opinion. You're starting to put in ideas. You're not really willing to elaborate too much. You're not going to paint the whole picture for them, but you're like putting things out here for them to consider. Why don't you consider this? Why don't you consider that? You're not really willing to go bend over backwards about it because you're still kind of a little annoyed with the situation. But when you do this, the situation starts to recover. Recovery starts to happen. People start to get along a little bit better. I'm also feeling like somebody's acknowledging that you're not participating, or like somebody seems to be acknowledging that you're not digging in that deep. And I feel like there's somebody who's wondering, like, why are you holding to the side? And they're asking you. Somebody wants to know. Like, this seems to be a private conversation. Like, why aren't you wanting to be a part of this now? Like, what's going on? And I feel like you're kind of spilling the beans a little bit. You got the Strength card here. Like, I feel like it's hard for you to say, but you're like, yeah, well, I put out my information. I put out this and what I think, but then I get left to the side and just like, it's kind of like I squelch the fire, and then they just kind of like throw me to the side and ignore me until there's another problem, and then I'm only around for the problems. I want to be here for the good parts too. I want to be here for everything. I don't mind helping with the problems, but I don't want to be just helping with the problems. I want to be a part of the successes too. So you're explaining this to somebody. It feels like a very private conversation. And I feel like somebody is working with you on this. Somebody's understanding like how you're feeling about this and how this is affecting you. And they're agreeing. I feel like they're understanding, like, yes, you are very good at helping with the problems. And true, I agree. It shouldn't be just about problems for you. You deserve to get the rewards as well. So this person is becoming like an ally for you. Very much so is actually what I'm getting with that. And they're trying to keep an eye out for you. They're like, keep doing what you got to do. Keep putting in your information, because the whole value of you is to help these situations go better. And I'll keep an eye out. I'll do my best to keep an eye out for you, to keep you involved, so you can also enjoy the benefits of this situation. Things are changing. All right, I like this now. Now that I understand how this is coming in, you got the Death card coming in. This person is changing the game for you, because you were being left out. You were like only being here. People were only using you for the problem areas, and they weren't including you in the successes, is what I'm feeling. So this person is changing that with the Death card. They're doing what they can to make sure that they keep you involved, and they feel like that's the right thing to do, but they also feel like it's important. Like, you're not going to be able to be as effective if you're not also enjoying the profit, the benefit, the success. And this is somebody who's going to persevere, and they're going to make sure you stay in the situation. They're going to make sure you stay a part of the successes as much. You know, the more you contribute, the more they think you should be a part of the success. This person seems to be very fair like that. Like, if you're contributing a lot to a situation, they think you should also get a lot of the success out of it at the same time. If you only contribute a little bit here and there, then you get the corresponding success from it. They're very fair like that, so be aware of that. I feel like that's fine. And it goes per situation. They don't really pull in the past influence. They go kind of per situation, just so you know. You got the Seven of Wands with this, the Sun card with this. You also got Miracle with Complacency. Like, it's a miracle that things are going the way they're supposed to be. And it's almost blocking out the complacency, but it's not completely. Because I feel like what the complacency is talking about here is like you're not happy that some of these people, when they have the opportunity, they will leave you out. And it's kind of like one of those things that weighs on the back of your mind. There's also this complacency in the sense of like there's things from the past that it's kind of like you're owed. Like, it's almost like there's things that you missed out on in the past that you're owed a little extra from that. It doesn't seem to be coming in. I don't feel the past coming in and benefiting you, but I feel like the future going forward, especially as long as you stay on it, the more you put in, the more you get out. That's what I'm getting. So I feel like the future from here going forward is good. Rectifying the past, I don't see this person really doing that, rectifying the past. They're rectifying the future going forward. I do see that you have to stay on point. Again, I'm getting this fairness thing with this person. Whatever you put in is what you get out. And they handle it from the current moment forward forward, whatever you want to say. The current moment forward is where they're handling it from. This situation, you did this much, you get this much out. Or this situation, you did this much, so you get this much out. You know, that's how they do it. They're not looking at the past. So if you need to rectify the past, this person, I don't see them doing that for you. So I don't know what to say about the past. You got to decide what to do with that. I'm just not seeing a resolution with the past at this point, so I don't know what to say with that. Present going forward feels good, though. So if you center on the present going forward and you're okay with that, I think you'll be fine. But some of you are going to have things from the past that are just not okay. I just don't feel this person's the one to solve it for you. So you might have to do something else to make the past work out. I think we're good. All right. Thank you for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.